Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR 25 career mode here on the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we take on Iowa. Gonna be a fun one here. Now corn country of course, and we had some news this weekend as well from Christopher Bell in the number 20 that he will be competing in the 2026 Indianapolis 500. So that will be an exciting little side quest we get to watch between, of course, Bell and the rest of the IndyCar field next season. And yeah, going to be looking forward to that. And hopefully we get a shot at it at some point in the future as well, as we were on track here in practice in the Boost Energy Tricon Garage number 85 orange and black colors on this car this weekend now. And yeah, I mean, lacking some speed, we are continuing to just try and get some consistency here. We lost a lot of opportunity, you know, in some recent episodes for some good payouts for this team because of the lack of finishing positions that we had going for us. So I'm hopeful, you know, these last few episodes and hopefully today and next episode as well, we can kind of really start to get some consistency and get some more money rolling into this team, as Ryan Blaney was actually at the top of the board here in practice. Next episode as well, actually, I'll be back in an Xfinity car. We'll be doing the Xfinity Series race at Watkins Glen. So another road course next episode. I am looking forward to that one. I think we're going to have a good bit of fun. And as we now roll up and we're ready to go onto the track here for some qualifying. We get 2 laps of qualifying in Iowa now as we head down into turn number 1 right against the white line right there. Let it open up on the exit now down this back straightaway towards turn number 3 we go. And obviously just looking to mimic what we did in 1 and 2, as we do miss the bottom a little bit, but it will exit turn 4 down the front straightaway to the line, and it's going to be a 21.148. So I was relatively happy with that, but I was confident I could do a little bit better until right here. Yeah, I lose it out of turn 2 and we're going to go for a spin. So harmless, but we'll have to take the lap 1 speed as Christopher Bell goes pole position over Blaney, Byron Elliott, Hamlin, your top 5. And for us, actually relatively solid there in P22. So pretty happy with that as you see the rest of your qualifying order. So now it's time to go racing on Sunday afternoon here from Iowa. Now for the Iowa Corn 350 now as we're strapped into this Boost Energy number 85 Tricon Garage Toyota Camry. And well, we of course know we're going to be losing that relationship with Toyota at the end of the season now as you see the Jets fly over the track, and we are ready to hit the grid and get ready to roll here now as we are all prepared to fire these engines. Here we go for 88 laps of racing here from Iowa. Kyle Busch on my left side now, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney lead the field to the green flag. We're racing here from corn country now as we cross the stripe. You'll see at the top left 17 laps of racing in this first and opening stage. So not a long opening stage. I think stage 2 is like 30 laps or maybe even more. So stage 1's pretty short in comparison to what we'll be dealing with as we head into stage 2 as well as stage 3, but immediately settling in behind the 16 of AJ Allmendinger there in that Colleague number 16. He goes forward now. John Hunter Nemechek to my inside, and right off the bat you can see him a little bit on the somewhat tight side. I say that I get a little bit loose there in the middle of 1 and 2, but a lot more tight compared to qualifying. I had loosened up the car in qualifying, and that's why I spun out. And then I tightened the car, and then actually brought it back down. I kind of messed around with the setup a little bit for the race, and we're starting at 49.0 on the wedge because I feel like we might be able to go a little bit further down, but we'll wait and see what happens here throughout this race now in this opening stage. Stage 1, you know, in all these races, it feels like such a learning curve, almost like Next Gen IRL. You're just kind of getting a feel for your car with limited practice, and this on-track time is pretty rare, so you try to get you know, whatever you can learned about this car in the first and opening stage now, as we end up currently battling for 26th, 27th right here as we come towards lap 6 of the stage. And AJ Allmendinger unfortunately had passed me, so we did drop down to P27 as we would then look to the inside of Haley. A lot of shuffling actually going on in this kind of area of like 20th on back at least of what we can see. I mean, a lot of positions are kind of going back and forth. Basically, the drivers that run up to the top kind of give up time, and then I'm actually going to hopefully be able to pass the 7. Clear of Haley, back into P26 now as we try to run down the next cars in front of us here of John Hunter Nemechek. But then I've got Cole Custer right here on my back bumper as well, trying to put some pressure on as we're coming up to the final 7 laps already of stage number 1. A bit of a slide right there out of turn 2. That makes it easy for Cole Custer and that Haas Automation 41 Haas Factory Ford Mustang. He moves back through into P26, and again, we drop back down to P27. Now I was really just trying to learn whatever I could at this point. Where's this car the fastest? And I figured it out kind of. But you can still see him sliding around, and it was kind of that middle lane, maybe even a little bit lower than the middle lane, like the second lane that's like a centimeter off of the door of the car to my inside, like almost right, basically where the 7's running now. But we would eventually get back to the inside of him, and we're going to go for a pass right here with just a few laps to go in stage number 1. I am looking forward to just like getting some adjustments into this car, but my problem was, as we're still battling with the 7, I was just like, man, I don't really know exactly what to do, because right there, that's the line we need. It hooks up very well, and as we come through to 2 laps to go, Christopher Bell's already started the final lap here of stage 1. He has led every single lap from pole position. We'll lose back out to the 7. Maybe we can have a crack at him here in turns 1 and 2, but down the back straightaway, couldn't quite get alongside. Christopher Bell wins stage number 1, just waiting at this point for 10th place to cross the line. P28 in this number 85. We have got some work to do, more work than usual to do. We've been running better than this lately, so definitely just a lack of speed, but we're going to make an adjustment. Even after dealing with the car being loose, we're going to go down to 48.0 and as well make a tire pressure adjustment on the right side tires. And I was confident that I could mitigate the kind of freeness of this car. I kind of knew where it was getting loose and kind of how to counteract it, and maybe just avoid, you know, the parts of the corner where it was getting loose. So as we kick off stage number 2, we get back under our way alongside the 88 of SVG, and it's going to be 35 laps. I mean, nearly, yeah, about double the length of stage 1 actually. So as we get back going, yeah, it's going to be a lengthy stage. We might see some pit stops here in stage number 2 as well. I know the field situation, it's kind of close on field, because this is one of those tracks where you just kind of save field automatically throughout a run just because of the off-throttle time. So that's something to keep in the back of our mind as well as we drop down a few spots. So on this opening lap of this restart, behind Zane Smith and Michael McDowell to my inside, as well as we're going to be 3 wide just about there in the middle, but Haley's going to clear us on the top, so we drop back down and behind him. But here we go through 3 and 4. We're going to split the middle again through the 7 car, and we clear Gregson behind us, so now we're just 2 wide down the front straightaway to kick off these first couple of laps in this stage. And it's a really interesting dynamic with this car, because I felt like I could, you know, do this. I could put it down on the bottom and make some decent speed. The second lane I can make some decent speed, but I just couldn't quite figure out where I really needed to be to really prioritize just getting speed out of this race car now, as we are right on the back of the 42 of Nemechek, giving him a little bit of a shot to the bumper into turn 1. He was continuing to climb his way back forward now over these next few laps as we just continue to battle around 29th and 30th, and somehow, after making the car honestly feel better, we are running worse. So it's just really not a promising start to stage 2. But now we're making up some time on Omendinger, passing him to the inside here of Noah Gregson on the run into turn number 3. Just hoping that I'm going to be able to clear him through the center of 3 and 4. Not going to happen. He's going to stay alongside me and keep this fight going here on lap 8 at this point, though. Finally in 1 and 2. We'll just kind of slide up across his nose and take P27. But then you notice behind me, well, here comes the 34 of Todd Gilliland now to my inside. So all of these guys just continuing to mount so much pressure against me right now. So as we continue at this point to lap 10 of the second stage, I mean, we still got a good 26 laps of racing here to go, and we are right on the door. This is where I kind of feel the best at, is when I'm right on the door of the car to my inside. It just feels like that's kind of the prime spot for this number 85 right now. So I was trying to really be consistent with that, but I was struggling a little bit on the consistency aspect of just hooking up the car there in that second lane, and we have rolled actually up to the back of the 42, so it seems like As the laps go on, we're trying to go 3 wide around the outside. Now we're kind of in the unpaved part of the racetrack now. Of course, there's new pavement and old pavement. Nemechek crowds us into the outside wall, and I'm not sure if he had any clue I was there. But we get somehow pretty, well off out of that because we don't really pick up any damage, and we as well are going to get a chance to pass this 42 of Nemechek now. As Allmendinger, though, he would pounce on all this and get through both of us now. And eventually, on lap 14 of the stage, we're finally going to take the spot away from John Hunter, kind of. I'm going to kind of chop his nose on that one. I mean, I think, kind of owe him a little bit. So as we come through now to just lap 15, I mean, it feels like I'll pass somebody, and then another lap or two later, like somebody else comes up in line behind me to pass me, which is really getting on my nerves at this point, because I'm like, my goodness, Eric Jones in this instance. I'm like, let me focus on these guys in front of me, please. So he would pass me, and back down to 29th we go. Really frustrating because we have definitely made the car better. It's just the speed isn't quite there, and we're definitely lacking going into the final half of this second stage. And now we've again got John Hunter Nemechek here. He's looking to my inside down the back straightaway into turn 3. This will drop us back down into 30th. He would pass both myself and the 34. How about Ross Chastain having a really rough day in that number 1 car for the Kubota colors, as now Michael McDowell is right here as well. You can see him kind of peeking into turn 1. We're going to kind of shut the doors. We'll pass that 34 of Todd Gilliland, the old car for that number 71 driver of Michael McDowell. But then, sure enough, I passed the 34. A few moments later, a bit of contact involved as I got loose, but the 71 is now able to pass me as well. So it's just kind of this weird back and forth. I'll go up and pass somebody, and then someone behind me is running me down and passing me, and it's just really frustrating. And sure enough, we'll clear the 42 of John Hunter again, but now I see, I got the 34 of Todd Gilliland now looking to my inside. So, I mean, I've never had anything like this where, like, the entirety of a race, it's like as soon as you pass somebody, there's already somebody else ready to pass you. But to my surprise, I would hold off the 34 and run down the 41 of Cole Custer here with 10 laps to go in stage number 2. Now, there is a problem. I don't have enough fuel to get to the end, and I am confident with the way the AI fuel strategy works in this game. I think they can probably make it to the end. I got 3 laps of fuel. I'm going to have to pit on lap 31 with 5 to go in stage 2, and I guarantee there's going to be AI drivers that can just magically stretch this run to the end. So I'm hoping now for a caution in these next couple of laps so I don't have to come into the pit. So we're going to stretch this out as far as we can in hopes of getting this caution, because I do not want to pit at all costs, because we will probably go not only 1 lap down, we'll go 2 laps down, I think, at Iowa here. So we really, really need a yellow as we come now to 5 laps to go on the stage. We have to pit this lap. So we're going to pit at the end of this lap no matter what happens, unfortunately, as we exit turn 2 here in P29. Around goes the 41 of Cole Custer. Oh my goodness, that's what we needed. Caution is out. That ends the stage. We end up 28th. Thank you, Cole Custer. I know it sucks for you, but it's great for me, and that's what I care about more. We're going to come into the pits. We're going to get tires. We're going to get fuel. I am considering more adjustments because clearly we just did not have what we needed right there. So we're going to go down even further on the wedge, and as well the right side tire pressures bring them down to 20 PSI. All right. So as we get ready for the final stage, Denny Hamlin actually beats the 20 of Christopher Bell out of the pits. So Bell, who's dominated the first 2 stages, is now going to have to go up against Denny Hamlin for the win of this race here. Now, as we are underway, the 3rd and final stage here from Iowa, it's going to be 36 laps here in stage number 3. So 1 additional lap compared to stage number 1 here as we exit turn 2 right alongside the door of that 71 of Michael McDowell. Now into turn number 3, we'll continue to follow suit here in this second lane. Now we'll split 3 wide between the 34 and the 1 of Gilliland and Chastain. Down this front straightaway we go. This is an opportunity for us. I do believe we can get into that top 25. It's about getting top 25 finishes for the sponsor goal, so we can therefore finally move on from Grillo's Pickles and get another sponsor and hopefully, get just that extra pay, because we need a better paying sponsor fast, because we're hitting a bit of a flat line of where we've had some inconsistencies, which in some of those we just haven't finished very well, and obviously that means less money is coming in, and the kind of summer swing to the schedule has been like really bad for this team, and I'm hopeful as we have turned a bit of a corner here in the last few races. I am hopeful that trend is going to continue here into the rest of today and going into Watkins Glen as well. I mean, I'm really looking forward to Watkins Glen. I think that could be our best road course race yet. It's not going to be easy, but I think it's going to be our best one yet as we continue to now start moving forward. I mean, we're battling with Cindric here and Austin Dillon as well for position. These guys are running up top, and I am taking full advantage, just putting it down to the inside and moving forward, passing Ty Gibbs even as well, and we're back into the top 25. So, I mean, it's game on now. We have gotten ourselves back into the sponsor goal position, which is absolutely crucial. We'll get up across the nose of the 38. I know it's not going to be easy to hold on, because just as quick as I make a pass for 24th, here comes Austin Dillon back to my inside into turn number 3, and now he's going to pass me here on the inside line. But you can see when I get on that second lane and I hit it right, we're able to, you know, kind of pull along even. But down the straightaway, that's still, of course, where we're losing out, unfortunately, to these guys here now, as we've got less than 30 laps to go of racing here from Iowa at this point now. And as these laps kind of go on, we're kind of starting to lose back out a little bit. Dillon's past us, the 2 of Cindric is to my inside now as well. But we're not going to give up here. We're going to keep fighting until the very end of this race and try to get that top 25. We know there's potential for cautions. I mean, it's been a pretty clean race so far. The only yellow for cause is the 41 of Cole Custer, who's actually directly behind me right now. I see him in my mirror. But we now pass AJ Allmendinger, who is up on the outside line. It's just about taking advantage, basically, of the drivers that are up the racetrack, because we just don't have the speed to just straight up go up there and pass some of these guys here, as now we are getting closer to the final 25 laps of racing here from Iowa. We're going to be in a very similar fuel situation that we were just in, by the way, in stage 2. So I'm kind of hoping that we get a caution before this race is over. I think one caution is all it needs. We'll be really close on fuel. So it'll be making things interesting here, as we've kind of settled in at this point to P25. So, I mean, we've made some gains, and that's the big thing. I mean, it's not over. We're actually bringing the fight back to the 3 of Austin Dillon here down the back straightaway. So it's not game over. We can maybe even, I mean, get a top 23, top 22. We're going to be 3 wide, just about there on the exit of the corner. Dillon slides in behind the 60 of Priest as we continue now clear of the 3 of Austin Dillon. So P24, and now as we come back around one more time, it'll be 20 laps to go. And Denny Hamlin, since he's taken the lead of this race, has been in control, which is, you know, a thing we kind of see quite often in NASCAR 25, as we're now trying to work on passing the 60 of Ryan Priest, and this is going to come pretty easy right here in 1 and 2. We'll clear them. Big slide right there on the exit, however, but we are cleared nonetheless and driving away, and things, they honestly keep getting better. I mean, we're P23. We're running down the 34, and someone just ran down into the wall. That's the 43 of Jones. Jones around into the outside wall. And everybody is going to come into the pits here with 18 laps to go. We're going to take 4 tires. They recommend no tires. That I don't agree with. They recommend no tires. So I imagine usually the recommendation is what the AI do. It's sure enough. We dropped down to 15 spots, down to 38th position. We're down to P38, but I am not confident that we could have held on if I didn't take tires. So I think we're making the right call here. Now, we have made the wrong call 9 times out of 10. It feels like when I go against what my crew chief suggests, I've done the wrong thing. We've got 14 laps to go as we go back green. Denny Hamlin leads still. I think we're making the right call here, but we are going to have to make quick work. We need to gain 13 positions in what's coming to 13 laps to go. An average of 1 position every lap to the end of this race. Right to the back of the 91 of Elio Castroneves. Jones to my inside, who just, of course, brought out that caution, setting all this up now. And we're just going to try to rip around the top. Castroneves kind of slides up there, and that's going to halt my progress. We are making no progress so far here in Iowa now. Things are not looking good. I'm going to jump down to the bottom instead and see if we can make some headway. And immediately, here we go, 3 wide. to the inside right now with Eric Jones, actually just too wide now down the front straightaway, but we are making gains on this bottom lane, so here we go, now coming up towards the final 10 laps of racing, and we are starting to figure things out here. All we need to do is get into that top 25, but I mean, if we keep moving like we are, we might even be able to go for a top 20 here in Iowa, proving that taking tires would be the right call, but of course we got to go and execute on that and not just, of course, use our words and call our shot, as we're up the inside of Haley, who was just trying right there to kind of shut the door, and I said absolutely no chance, and we continue on closing in on the final 10 laps of this race here from Iowa. Denny Hamlin continues to lead the way here as we exit turn number 4. Things are looking good into the top 30 now out of turn 2 to the back of the 51 of Ware. Ross Chastain, who's had an absolutely just terrible race here from Iowa now, and we're right on his back bumper as we exit turn 4. We'll even give him a bit of a shot right there to kind of boost him forward, because boosting that one car forward is going to help me as well. Less than 10 laps to go at this point. We only need to make 3 passes, so we are well on track for a top 25 now, and the next target right here is that Kubota number 1 of Ross Chastain, and into turn 3 he's not even going to stand a chance. We'll pass him as well.
Clear up top.
So things are looking way better right now than they were just a few laps ago, and as we now pass Michael McDowell, that's P26. Austin Dillon right here to my right, that's P25. If we just complete the pass on the 3, then we are, you know, we're golden at that point now. But the question is now, we've still got 7 laps to go. How far can we actually get? Will we stay green to the end? And if we do, like I said, just how far can we get through this field? Now I've moved up the racetrack at this point now to the outside of the 16 of AJ Allmendinger. You got Shane Van Gisbergen running right there in P23. We're just going to keep on running this kind of middle to second lane and then just let it rip around 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and maybe, just maybe, a top 20 is in the cards now. We're going to have to pass 88, the 42, and the 34, but look at the run we get through the center of 1 and 2, off the corner right to the back of the 34. That came a lot quicker than I thought it was going to, but now the 42 takes it to the inside of the 34, so now I would kind of have to be a little bit more patient now, as we're actually going to be 3 wide with SVG and Gilliland down the back straightaway now, and we should be able to clear them both here, hopefully into turn 3, or we at least clear the 34, and with a big run on the exit of turn 4, side by side with Nemechek with 4 laps to go at the line. This is for P21. We need to complete this pass, because if we do, we can go get that top 20, and it really turns into a really nice day and kind of makes up for some of the races where we have been running better than where we finished. Well, now today we are on track to finish better than where we were running for the majority of it. Now passing Daniel Suarez for P20 now, coming to 2 laps to go. Denny Hamlin, he's coming up on win number 5 if he hangs on, which would put him at 59 career wins here in the 2025 season. 1 win away from 60, but he's got to make it back to the white flag here now. And as we are closing in on Alex Bowman, the first driver out of the playoffs behind Bubba Wallace, he has given up so many points to the 23 in the last few races, and it looks like he might give up 1 more as we're right to the back and now to the inside of the 48. Denny Hamlin still leads out of turn 2. We're to the inside of the 48. It's not even a contest. We'll clear the 48. What a day here as we exit turn 2. Now Denny Hamlin, though, through 3 off turn 4. Win number 5 of the season puts him at 59 career wins. Hamlin takes victory in Iowa as we'll exit turn 4, and we will finish in the 19th position. My goodness, we will absolutely take that here. We needed that one. And that is a huge confidence boost going into Watkins Glen as Hamlin held off Blaney. Bell ended up down in P6, surprisingly, actually, after losing the lead right there, as you see the rest of your finishing order. I mean, what a race for us right there. Like I said, we really needed that, and I'm really thankful that things, that they worked out the way they did right there. Hamlin at the top of the playoff standings over Larson and Byron, but let's take a look at the obvious one, which is the final spot battle right now, and it's Buescher, it's Bubba, and it's Bowman who's got to make up a large chunk of points now. But you know, we've got a few races to go still before the playoffs. Now just 3 races remain in the regular season, including Watkins Glen, and let's not forget Daytona. I'll see you guys in the next one. You never know, we could sneak a win in and make the playoffs still as a rookie. That would be one heck of a feat, but it's going to be hard. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.